The culture and history of西湖龙井. Hi guys, today I will tell you something about Chinese tea. We all know that tea is originated in China, and a mythological figure, Shen Nong, is considered the man who discovered it. During a long day spent roaming the forest in search of edible grains and herbs, the very divine farmer Shen Nong accidentally poisoned himself 72 times. But before the poisons could end his life, a leaf drifted into his mouth. He chewed on it, and it revived him. So he gave the leaf a name, tea. Actually, tea doesn't cure poisonings, but the story of Shen Nong, the mythical Chinese inventor of agriculture, highlights tea's importance to ancient China. Nowadays, when tea is mentioned in China, it is always divided into 6 kinds: green tea, black tea, yellow tea, white tea, dark tea, and oolong. Although black tea is the most popular and best-selling tea in the world, it is not the favorite one among most Chinese people. Meanwhile, green tea, which is not famous in other countries, is deeply loved in China.西湖龙井, or you can call it West Lake Dragon Well, is one of the best-known green tea. In the next part, I will give you a brief introduction of its culture and history, which can help you have a better understanding of it. The history of西湖龙井. The history of Longjing can be tracked back to the Tang Dynasty. Lu Yu, a famous tea expert of Tang Dynasty, recorded the production of tea in Hangzhou's Tianzhu Temple and Lingying Temple in his book, which named the Classic of Tea. And this book is regarded as the encyclopedia of tea with the earliest, most complete, and comprehensive introduction to tea in China and even in the world. During the Northern Song Dynasty, the Longjing tea area had initially formed a scale. At that time, the Xiangling tea from Xiangling Cave in Lingying Mountain, the Baiyun tea produced by Baiyun Feng in Tianzhu Mountain, and the Baoyun tea produced by Baoyun Mountain had been recognized as tributes. When Qianlong, the emperor of Qing Dynasty, visited the West Lake in Hangzhou, he praised西湖龙井tea a lot and declared that the 18 tea trees in front of Hugong Temple under Shifeng Mountain should be the royalty.西湖龙井is a green tea grown in West Lake, producing area of Hangzhou. The other Longjing grown in Hangzhou but not in the same area will be called Qiantang Longjing, which is related to Hangzhou's mother river, Qiantang River. Because of mountains around Longjing village in the West Lake, the climate there is mild and the rainfall is sufficient, which will benefit the growth and development of tea trees. As a result,西湖龙井is always considered to have a better quality than Qiantang Longjing, so does the price. Now you can see here are 2 pictures in my hands. The picture in my left hand shows西湖龙井, and the picture in my right hand shows Qiantang Longjing. These teas are similar, but you can find the colors are a bit of different.西湖龙井is green with yellow, while the Qiantang Longjing is jade green. It can hardly be distinguished by our eyes, but when you brew them, smells and tastes will help you take them apart. In Westlake producing area, tea buds keep sprouting. However, only 30 batches of tea can be picked throughout the year. Tea culture has been inherited and developed from old times. In modern times, it has a new content, but the inheritance value of Asian culture still plays a significant role. The culture of西湖龙井is a very important part of Chinese tea culture. Because of its long history,西湖龙井is called one of the top 10 famous teas in China. The word Longjing is not only the name of tea, but also the place name and the spring name, which form the mutual and vital culture of it. If you brew a cup of Westlake Dragon Ale, it will show you the unique value of西湖龙井culture. This tea has a history of 1,200 years. It was produced in the Song dynasty and reached its peak in the Ming dynasty. Picking Longjing tea is a worthy study. In ancient times, the tea picked before Qingming festival was called Mingqian tea, while the one picked before Green Rain, 6th solar term, was called Yuqian tea. The procedure of picking seems to be a small step, but it is also part of西湖龙井culture. When the U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger visited China in 1971, our Premier Zhou Enlai talked with him and found he was very interested in the smell of西湖龙井. After the meeting,西湖龙井was delivered to Kissinger's room. Kissinger cherished the tea very much and distributed part of it to other people on his way back. After returning to the United States, he transferred the tea to his president, Nixon. Since then, the Westlake Dragon Ale has spread abroad and enjoys a high reputation all over the world. In April 2005, many tea cultural experts announced to the world that tea should become the national drink in China, and Hangzhou was designated as the tea capital of China. The opening tea festival is held every year at the end of March and the beginning of April in Longjing Township of Westlake. This holding of the festival will be of great benefit to promoting and spreading traditional Chinese tea culture. Okay, today we have learned the history and culture of西湖龙井. In the next class, we will learn how to brew it. So see you next time. Bye bye!